Next project we have to talk about: Boldy James and Harry Fraud's The
The
Bricktionary.
Bricktionary.
I do like that title.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
The cover is cool.
I like the cover on the vinyl better. It's kind of like
Oh,
that
the
book.
one.
It's like a book, yeah.
I like that as well. But let's go ahead and talk about this album, B, because I wasn't initially going to talk about this album. But I know you said you want to listen to it. Boldy James has not entered the BBC Rolodex yet. So I guess this was a good time for him to enter it.
Yeah, man.
So, B, go ahead and start
If any
this
of you
off.
guys not familiar with Boldy James, I'm pretty sure you are. But well, probably some people not. But yeah, he's signed. He's a collective with like Griselda. He does stuff with Alchemist. He got his own little thing he does. He collaborates with a lot of producers as well. He loves these rapper producer albums. So I think this is his first project with Harry Fraud.
I believe so as well.
Yeah, and yeah, we're gonna talk about it here. You want to do my thoughts? Or?
I can do my thoughts, I guess. So I knew about Boldy James, but I never listened to him until this year. And since we've been doing this show, you know, he's been putting me on to some music. He'd be like, oh, listen to this stuff, listen to that stuff. So I checked out Boldy James, and like I said, my gateway producer to get me into other artists is Alchemist.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I listened to the T in China. Mm-hmm. I listened to Super Tecmo Bow, and I listened to the other one, the third one that they got together. I forgot the name of it. It's not the one in T in China. It's the one I think before or after that.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it, bro.
Exactly. It don't have a super memorable name, but I listened to that project as well.
Think about it.
And I like Boldy. I think Boldy can rap really, really well.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good. Especially with the nonchalant flow, and he's just weaving in and out of pocket like
The
that.
words he used is amazing. His word, like the words he'll say with certain things, like I always pick that up. Like it flows so effortless.
And I think the first time I heard Boldy James was on Bun B's Trill Static.
Oh yeah. He did, yeah.
And that was my introduction. I'm like, oh, I like this guy.
Bo Jackson,
Bo Jackson, that's what it is.
fire.
And, you know, going into this project, he already released 2 previous projects this year. And I'm like, I know what I'm getting when I go into this.
Yeah.
And because I know that can either be a good thing or a bad thing. For me, not a good thing. Like I said before, Boldy can rap.
Yeah.
I like Harry Fraud's production enough. Like, it's nothing that wows me. But some points, I'm like, okay, you in that pocket. Some points, I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like, it's never anything bad for me when it comes to Harry Fraud. And going into this project, like I said, I knew what it was. It was about 30 minutes. It's Boldy being Boldy. The only reason I have a problem with it is that when it comes to certain rappers like this, if it don't change up enough for me, I kind of find it boring.
Yeah.
Like, if this was my first Boldy project, this is fire. But because I heard 3 already this year, I'm kind of burnt out.
Yeah.
And if I would have heard those 2 earlier this year, I super would have been burnt out on this. To me, Boldy is one of those people that if you love what he does and you don't mind him doing the same in the same vein, and I'm not a huge fan of Boldy. Like, I'm not into that whole Griselda world, whatever world this is. I'm not into that type of rap like that, to where I can just listen to it back to back to back to back to back. I don't think I'm into any rap where I can do that back to back to back to back. I got to have a balance with stuff. For me, this is too samey for a lot of the other stuff, to where I'm just like, like, why would I go back to this when I go back to that other stuff?
Yeah, that's better than you.
Yeah, and to me, that stuff was, I don't want to say like Harry Fraud was like a slouch or anything,
Yeah.
but it's like it's Alchemist. So
It's like better produced to you.
exactly. Like, I prefer that production more, especially with Boldy on top of it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so for me, this is more of the same, if not lesser, and very forgettable. To me, this is a project that, to me, it just comes and goes. And I feel like a lot of projects that Boldy's been putting out lately, based off of what I've been seeing other people talk about, like, when I see people talk about Boldy, they always bring up those Alchemist projects. To me, they only bring up those Boldy projects when they talk about, oh, this year's good releases. Like, they never talk about it just randomly just to talk about them.
Yeah.
When it comes to Boldy conversations. And I'm not saying that those projects are trash or anything, because I haven't heard them. But to me, it just sounds like he's giving you the same thing that he usually does, just on different production. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Like I said, if you're into this type of stuff, you're going to love it. For me, who I like a balance of types of sounds sometimes, this didn't really do it for me. And so that's why, like I said earlier, in the earlier episode, Alchemist production could get tiring to me too, because if you stay in that same vein, I could get burnt out on it. But I do appreciate that Boldy did get on tracks with Babyface Ray. T Grizzly. I you know, because Boldy is from Detroit, and while he's from Detroit, he doesn't take their style.
Yeah.
But him kind of going more into their world, even though it's just really production, he's just flowing on the beat. I enjoyed it still, and I enjoy T Grizzly's character when he's on the track. I really do enjoy it. Babyface Ray is cool. He didn't really do much for me. But yeah, overall, Benny the Butcher, he gave a cool verse. Besides that, I can't really take anything out of this. Like I said, Boldy can rap. That's never in question. It's just that it's samey.
Yeah.
And like I told you all the time, just because you can rap well doesn't mean like it's good music. Like to me, I'm not saying this is bad or anything. If this is your first Boldy project, you're gonna like this because you're like, whoa, this guy is going, and you have only to go up from here. But if you've heard Boldy, you've probably already heard something from Boldy that's better than this. You've probably heard multiple projects from Boldy that's better than this. This is one of those things where it's feeding the fans.
Yeah.
So I can't be mad at that, but it's not for me.
Right on. I understand. Like, hey, I echo some of your sentiments. Like, to me, there's nothing like that's too crazy. I saw album of the year contender again, and I'm like, come on, bro, y'all got.
They say that for every single Boldy album that dropped this year.
They say, oh yeah, all three of his albums could be album of the year. I'm like, yo, bro, chill.
So you telling me for everybody else, those people that say that, 1, 2, 3, Boldy, Boldy, Boldy.
Yeah, they tripping.
Come on.
Yeah. But overall, I think this is a cool project. Like you said, I like typical Boldy. But one thing about me, I space it out. Like, I don't like. I know he put out some stuff, but like from last year, I didn't even listen to it. There's some stuff from Boldy I haven't even played.
So why didn't you listen to it?
Just didn't want to.
Do you feel like it would have been the same stuff that you already heard?
Yeah, it's bro. I'm at that point when I get to certain artists that I know I'm like, oh, I'm not missing anything. You know what I mean? Like I got to that point with Kendrick Lamar with Mr. Morale and Big Steppers. Like when I listened to it, I didn't listen to the album in full till this year. I was like at that point I was just like,
That was me with Drake.
yeah. I got like that with Drake as well. Scorpion was the last album I listened to in full before I like actually went back.
Mine was Scorpion, then I skipped over, I think, Dark Lane demos, and then I went to CLB, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is why I skipped over Drake.
Yeah, I skipped over all that. But sometimes you get, all right, I know what I'm going to get. Boldy's one of those. It's one of those artists like, oh, I can't just have to listen. So this year, since we've been doing the pod, I wanted to, the show, I wanted to listen to more music. So I listened to these projects. So from this project right here, production was cool, solid from Harry Fraud. The rapping from Boldy, monotone flows like he do, typical. It was only like 2 tracks that really stood out to me. Like I really, bro, like most of the stuff you said, I agree with. Like, because you're going to get what you're going to get, you know what I'm saying, from Boldy James. There's nothing spectacular in here. Only thing that was different,
And I
him
hate
bringing
that.
T Grizzly and like Babyface into the world and adding them to his feature list. And Benny the Butcher, that's not nothing out the way of them collaborating with each other. But like Pressing My Bunk was dope. And I like the finishing track, Fist Grease. I like how he started this and ended it. But like in the middle, cool tracks here and there, but it was nothing that I was like, oh man, yeah, this is different. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, those, like the tracks, the albums that like really stand out from Boldy, it's like Manish McNichols,
Which
like
one's
Price
that
of Tea.
one?
That's the one he did with Sterling Towle. I think his name Sterling Tolles. It's an older joint that they put out later. Like he worked on when he was like young. But the production on there is like live instrumentation type. It's like his magnum opus. Like it's insane. It's crazy.
It's on streaming?
Yeah, it's on streaming. I used to have that joint.
Oh, is that the one that re-released recently?
It
this year,
re-released.
I think?
It re-released. What you mean? It re-released like in 2021.
Oh, then maybe I'm taking something else.
I'm just so bad. I sold that record, that album. That thing worth a lot, man. But it's a really, really good project. It's way more personable. Like it's really like, yeah.
It's that one. It feels like that album.
Oh no, it's very emotional, especially with the production as well, like the instrumentation on that joint. But yeah, this it's okay, man. Like I'm sorry, Boldy. This not nothing like that. I'm like, oh man, album of the year. It's not album of the year to me. It's just a good, solid project, typical Boldy stuff.
Yeah, I hate to say it like this for me. He's in that category that I put in like with a Yeet. Like I'm not gonna expect nothing really new. Maybe the sound of like the instrumental is different, but you're gonna give me the same stuff, same subject matter, same flows.
And like it could be good or bad. Like some days maybe I'll like this more.
Yeah.
Maybe one day like I'll be like, dang, you put out something like next year you put out one project, and I'm like, dang, I can see you worked a little more with this one. Cause at this point with Boldy, bro, you give him a beat, he gonna do his thing. But it's not nothing like it seems like, man, hey, I sat and I worked hard on this one. You know what I mean? I don't get that feel from his stuff in his recent years.
That's what I was saying about Griselda as a whole.
Yeah.
And I was like, to me, they don't make like. To me, it's oversaturation. That's what oversaturation is. Because nothing really stands out from one of the other things.
You get the fatigue, and you could be like, oh yeah, this doesn't stand out. I can go, like you said, I can go back and listen to Hilla Wears Hermes 7, and I'm like, yo, this was done better. You get what I'm saying? Like this sound with I feel like it's the microwave version of this. It sounds better here. I can tell like you actually spend time with this. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel with Boldy projects. Like he put out 3 this year, not much. Like it wasn't many, like not long project, but it was like
it was still 3 projects.
Yeah, it was 3. I'm saying it was 3 projects, and I liked how he spaced them out. But I don't have Boldy fatigue like I do with. I really have Griselda fatigue. Like when it comes like when it comes to like West Side and all that, I was like done with it. You know what I'm saying? And but Boldy wasn't in that camp at first, and he does his stuff outside. He haven't put out a Griselda release since his first one, Versace tape. But other than that, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. That's all I can say about it. Keep doing your thing, Boldy. You know, that's all I can say. I don't know what else. Boldy James is you gonna get Boldy. You gonna get some cool little monotone flows, bro.
And I know some people might kill us for like, oh, you guys don't appreciate real rap. I'm like, yeah, well, we're not saying that he can't rap.
He can't rap. It's like this, bro. Like we gonna be honest, and also I want to have like, I just don't want to. I just want to have some type of criticism on something we listen to. Like, I'm not for to be a sheep. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's something that's super dope and I can't criticize it, cool. But it's a personal thing for us because we not. Like in love with everything they put out. Like you'll be like, okay, I just don't like this as much. Yes, it's typical Boldy, but sometimes that could be a good thing or a bad thing.
And I hate to say like this, we're a lot more open-minded.
Yeah.
And we're a lot more versatile in terms of what we listen to, in terms of the scope of hip-hop. I don't just listen to the camp of, oh, let's rap about the drugs, let's rap about this coke, let's rap about these bricks. Like, yeah, that's cool. That I can listen to that here and there, but it's like I can't just listen to that back to back to back to back to back. Because to me, I'm gonna get fatigued of that, especially when you don't present it in a more dynamic or grand way. And I'm not saying like Boldy got try to come out with album of the year contender, but you gotta give me something different.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry, like it's like I get it. He does. This is what he does, but. I also don't have to choose to listen to this.
Facts. And you have you got a section of each end of hip hop. You have the guys that's like, bro, I don't want to hear none of that. I'm for the jam, my freaking Playboy Cardi. I'm on that lane. Playboy Cardi, Blase Blah, Shot Baby, Shout Out Baby, all that. And then you got the old heads that's like, yo, give me my Rome Streets, my Boldy James, my West Side Gun, give me my freaking Common and all. I want all that. I want I want the real hip hop and Blase Blah, my Lloyd Banks, you know what I'm saying? You weirdos. But other than that, it's like we gonna have, none of us really you can't please everybody.
Yeah.
You just can't.
To me, this is in the same vein of like I said, of a Yeet. Like, it's like it feeds the fans. The fans are going to love this.
Yeah.
But for someone who isn't a big fan of this, who comes in and out, this is the same thing. It's like, this is samey. And I hate to say that. Just because he raps well, that don't mean that it can't be samey. Yeah, you rapping well. You just on different production. And you doing the same type of rapping over the same subject matter. Yeah. This is samey.
That's a lot of my critiques with some of the homies I have in my Discord. Like they think I'm hating all the time. But I'll be like, y'all still on this?
But there's like so many great projects that sound all different this year.
Yeah.
Boldy came out with a project, like all that changed really was the production.
It's production.
Subject matter is the same. Yeah. And it's not like Boldy's out here trying to create great songs. He's just on a beat rapping well. To me, that's it. Like, it's like, I'm not saying Boldy is bad, and like I said, I prefer Boldy on like Alchemist stuff. Like that Alchemist stuff I really enjoyed. It just didn't do anything for me. Cool name, cool cover. Besides that, nothing here for me. I will never come back to this. This is forgettable.
Bricks wrapped around like
wrapped around like a wraparound. Down the time and the time of town.
Hey, I hear the rich paprika. What's the name?
This is so funny. He's like he never stops talking.
That's what I'm saying. That's the one thing about him that's like cool to me.
That's why I'm like he come in and out the pocket. And I'm just like, okay, I like that. Yeah. But besides that, it's still the same stuff. Like I'm just like, So yeah, Boldy James, Harry Fraud, the Bricktionary. Sorry, Boldy. This is a very forgettable project. Not memorable at all. But if this is your first Boldy project, you might love this.
Man, shout out to Beyond Beats and Culture.